Welcome to Elland Road this Saturday, 4th of October, where the Premier League takes us to Yorkshire. It's Leeds United hosting Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham hold the recent edge in this matchup, winning 9 of the last 11 league meetings and notably scoring 4 goals in 3 consecutive visits to Elland Road. Leeds, though, are unbeaten in 23 league matches at home, a run stretching back to over a year and including games played in the Championship where they ended the season as champions. In the Premier League so far this season at Elland Road, they have beaten Everton and drawn with Newcastle and Bournemouth. Team News and Daniel Farke names an unchanged Leeds side from the visit of Bournemouth last weekend. For Spurs, Christian Romero starts and captains Tottenham while Richarlison is on the bench. Both Xavi and Palhinha are in the starting 11. So kick-off and Leeds on the attack early on with Dominic Calvert-Lewin charging after a ball down the right, but is muscled off the ball by Mickey van de Ven. Good strength from the Tottenham defender. Leeds now come again and Anton Stach does well to lift the ball out wide to Okafor, with Spurs players appealing for a handball in the build-up. Play continues, however, and Okafor drives into the area, forcing the Tottenham defence to put the ball out for a corner. Leeds have been a danger from set pieces this season. Here comes the corner. It falls to Stach, who shoots, but his effort is deflected behind by one of his own teammates for a goal kick to Tottenham. Leeds have started this game brightly, and they have been doing all the attacking so far. Okafor on the ball now. He has caught the eye for Leeds in these early stages. He attacks down the left wing, but he has his progress halted by a Pedro Porro foul. 7 minutes gone. The free kick is out near the left touchline, about 10 yards outside the Spurs penalty area. The free kick is fired towards the far post by Longstaff. Vicario thinks about coming for it, but the delivery is too fast, and it sails over his head where Rodon makes a run and he smashes a header against the woodwork. Very close to the opener for Leeds. Vicario will be grateful. He read that one badly. I don't think he anticipated the pace with which Longstaff sent that cross in. The angle was a difficult one for Rodon, but it must still be counted as a good opportunity gone begging. Almost 10 minutes in and Tottenham have barely got out of their own half so far. In fact, Tottenham's first attack comes bang on 10 minutes as some nice build-up play ends with Palhinha driving a shot from the edge of the box well over. It's been a great first 10 minutes for Leeds. Mohammed Kudus has been Tottenham's most dangerous player in these early stages, and he briefly gets in behind down the right, but a good tackle by Okafor again stops him from doing any damage. The Swiss player Okafor has been all over the pitch so far. Tottenham slowly playing their way back into the game, enjoying a period of possession now, and a really good ball by Xavi Simons puts Destiny Udogie into space inside the box, but his cross shot is batted away by keeper Karl Darlow. Leeds have a series of corners and long throws, but Tottenham dealing with the balls into the box well so far. Now it's time for Spurs to attack again. Xavi Simons weaves his way into the box. He's quickly surrounded by Leeds players though as he breaks towards goal and then falls, but he clearly just lost his balance and there's no appeal for a penalty. Xavi is key to everything creative for Spurs and Leeds are going to have to keep a careful watch on him. 24 minutes on the clock. Longstaff is out-muscled for the ball in the centre circle by Bentancur, who manages to touch the ball to his right to Kudus, who in turn plays the ball into space ahead of the run of Mathys. Leeds defenders had been playing a high line, and the race is on now between Tell and Struijk. Struijk matches Tell's pace and manages to hold him up a few yards outside the box on the right side. Tell is not done yet though, and edges his way into the Leeds box. Longstaff also appears and tries to cover Tell, but the Frenchman has other ideas and go! Tell lets fly from about 12 yards out on the right side of the penalty area, and his audacity must have taken Darlow by surprise as the keeper throws himself at the shot, but it flies past him and into the left-hand side of the goal. What a shot by Tell! That was some finish, under pressure, from a good distance out and from a tight angle. Replays show that Tell's shot took a deflection off the boot of Struijk that puts a loop in the trajectory of the ball that sends it beyond Darlow. The Leeds keeper was certainly given a difficult task in having to adjust there, but I still feel when he looks back at it, he will be disappointed that the shot went past him. That was an incisive move from Tottenham. They got themselves up the pitch and got behind the high line of Leeds, and there is no real pressure on them when they do. Tell still had a lot to do. He's held up, the shot comes in at pace, but the touch of Struijk adds that extra bit of spin which deceives Darlow. It's Leeds 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Leeds, though, are almost level soon after, and it's a lucky escape for Tottenham. Rodrigo Bentancur gifts the ball to the visitors under pressure from Okafor when trying to play out from the back, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is into the box from the left side, but he rushes his shot from about 15 yards out and the ball flies over. The Tottenham defenders were closing in on him quickly, but he will feel he should have at least got that on target. A big let-off for Spurs. Oh, it's end-to-end now. Moments after it should have been 1-1, it should be 2-0. This time, Tottenham break down the left wing, with Xavi finding the run of Udogie from deep with a beautiful ball forward that exploits Leeds' high line once more. It's 3 against 2 now for Spurs, and Udogie gets all the way to the edge of the Leeds penalty area. He has Tell central to his right, and Kudus arriving further to the right. Udogie plays it across the penalty area to Kudus, who opts to strike for goal first time from about 3 yards inside the penalty area. He tries to place the ball into the far corner, but it sails high and wide. Could he have taken a touch on the ball? Rodon was coming across to intercept. The game has really opened up since Spurs took the lead. The game is very much still in the balance. Leeds are definitely taking risks by playing their high line, and Spurs are looking for every opportunity to send runners in on goal. 35 minutes on the clock. Leeds have possession with Longstaff in midfield. He feeds the ball out to the right wing to Bogle, about halfway inside the Spurs half. He whips in a ball, more in hope than anything, towards Calvert-Lewin, who is just arriving in the penalty area. The big man is able to get a touch on the ball under pressure from Romero, and the ball falls kindly for Aaronson, who shoots from about 15 yards out, level with the right side of the 6-yard box. The ball goes between Romero and Van de Ven, and Vicario does well to get his hands out to his right to block the shot. Okafor is lurking. Goal! The Swiss international pokes the ball home from about 8 yards out, despite the vain efforts of the Spurs keeper. Spurs had been edging the game, but this puts Leeds right back into it. As the stats show, Leeds have made Elland Road a fortress this past year, and they won't give up this game without a fight. Replays show that Aaronson's shot actually took a deflection off the heel of Van de Ven, which made it that bit more tricky for Vicario to save, but ultimately his efforts were to no avail. Mention to Calvert-Lewin. I have been critical of him, but that was very good centre-forward play to get ahead of the Spurs defenders and get the controlled touch that allowed Aaronson to shoot. On 40 minutes, João Palhinha is booked as he slides in late on Brendan Aaronson. Palhinha really isn't happy and needs to keep his cool. In fact, the game has become a little bit scrappy with half-time approaching, with both sides committing fouls. The board goes up. There will be 4 minutes of time added on at the end of the first half. Some neat footwork down this left side now between Odegaard, Udogie and Xavi Simons. Xavi now dinks a delicate ball forward into Odegaard, who has made space for himself well on the left side, just outside the penalty area. Odegaard gets to the byline before Rodon, and he sends in a cross with his left foot. Tell manages to get the jump on Struijk from just outside the 6-yard box and sends in a looping header which strikes the bar, and on the rebound Struijk volleys the ball away to safety. Half chance there for Tell. He wasn't able to get much power on the header, and I think that Darlow even got something on the ball as it hit the bar. That is the last action of the half. An entertaining half where it is all square at the break and all still to play for in the second half. Welcome back to Elland Road, and it's Leeds who get the second half underway. No changes for either side at the break. From the off, some nice work down the right by Tottenham ends with Pedro Porro's cross being parried away by Karl Darlow. Bentancur has to be careful. That is more than once now that he has been dispossessed in midfield. Lucky for him, Romero is on hand to rescue the situation for Spurs. It's end-to-end now. Spurs attack with Xavi, who fails with an attempted Rabona pass out left to the unmarked Odegaard, and Leeds can break. Okafor drives at the Spurs defence from the left side. He cuts inside to his right foot, a few yards outside the box, drawing 4 Spurs players to him. He manages to get a pass off to Calvert-Lewin, just inside the penalty area, very central. The ex-Everton striker receives the ball with his back to goal, and Van de Ven is right on him. The Spurs defender probably feels he is in a good position, but Calvert-Lewin takes the ball first time with his left foot, which allows him to turn fluidly and strike with his right foot at goal. The move is too fast for Van de Ven, but Vicario is able to stick out his left foot inside the 6-yard box and deflect the ball out wide to the left-back position. Replay showed that save was even more impressive from Vicario, as it took a deflection, another one, on its way off Van de Ven. Good centre-forward play again from Calvert-Lewin, rolling Van de Ven. We have seen glimpses of what he is capable of today, but what he really needs, as any centre-forward will tell you, is goals. Positive energy from both teams. This game is really competitive. A yellow card now for Ampadu for a late challenge on Pedro Porro. This game started in sunshine, but it's absolutely chucking it down now. 57 minutes played and Spurs have possession with Porro down by the right touchline, halfway inside their own half. He plays a long ball down the line trying to hit the run of Kudus, who is being shadowed by Gudmundsson. It's bad luck for the Swedish fullback though, as the ball strikes him on the back. Kudus sees the opportunity and takes the ball inside Gudmundsson and drives towards the penalty area. Struijk is blocking his way, so the Ghanaian is forced to take the ball along the outside of the penalty area. Struijk follows him, and a good run off the ball by Tell keeps Rodon occupied. Kudus gets to the D of the penalty area and decides to shoot. Go! Oh, it's another deflection, and again it's off Struijk. In his lunge to block the shot, the ball hits his calf muscle. Darlow had been moving the other way and can only watch on as the ball hits the back of the net. Watching the build-up to the goal in the replay, I feel Gudmundsson was very awkward in allowing that through ball to hit him on the back. He could see the ball coming, but wasn't able to improvise. So Tottenham regained the lead, and that is also Mohammed Kudus' first goal for Spurs, which is a surprise to me, given how dynamic and dangerous a player he is. He has been electric at times since he arrived at Spurs. He's just so front foot. He finds the little bit of space he needs there and sticks it into the back of the net. Thomas Frank will now want his team to get a bit of control in this game. Tottenham capitalised on a bit of chaos, and now they will need to try to control it if they can. Leeds have competed well in this game and are by no means out of it. 66 minutes gone. Changes for Leeds as Jack Harrison and Tanaka come on, with Brendan Aaronson and Anton Stach making way. Ooh, that is a heck of a shot on the turn by Sean Longstaff, as he lets fly from the edge of the box, but the effort flashes just wide of the post. Good build-up play by Tanaka there, who saw the space between the Spurs midfield and defence and attacked it before finding Longstaff. Actually, Longstaff's pirouette was very similar to Calvert-Lewin's turn and shot earlier in the game. Unfortunately, though, again for Leeds, no gain. It has been a difficult afternoon for Calvert-Lewin against the two Spurs centre-backs. Both are strong and quick, solid. They play on the front foot and try to get in front of the forward whenever possible. On 73 minutes, a double change for Tottenham as Richarlison and Sarr replace Tell and Simmons. Spurs usually manage games well when they've got their noses in front, but Leeds will try and pile everything they've got into the rest of the game. Leeds are pushing, but Tottenham seem pretty happy to let them have the ball. On 81 minutes, more changes for Leeds as Piroe and Nmecha are on for Okafor and Gudmundsson. Shortly after, Tottenham make a defensive change themselves as Wilson Odegaard is replaced by Danso. Leeds are seeing a lot of the ball now, but the Tottenham defence is looking pretty comfortable. Tottenham still have the threat on the break, but they will have to be careful if they keep sitting deeper and deeper. The 90 minutes are nearly up now. Spurs have done very well in taking the sting out of this game and in subduing the crowd since they took the lead. They've managed the game very well. Leeds boss Daniel Farke has never lost to Thomas Frank, and he has only 5 minutes to change things now. There's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. Tottenham dropping so deep now. Darlow is able to come nearly to the halfway line with the ball. He sends the ball long towards the D of the penalty area, left side. Calvert-Lewin does well to outjump 2 Spurs players and is able to direct the ball into the box, just inside the penalty area, central. It drops favourably to Piroe, who can control the ball and then shoot for goal on the half volley, but Vicario does really well to get down quickly to his left and push the ball out for Udogie to head out for a corner. Oh, so close for Leeds. Daniel Farke has his hands on his head. Thomas Frank will be livid with his team for allowing Porro so much space in a dangerous position. I don't think anyone neutral would begrudge Leeds a point here today. They've been aggressive in their offensive play and have created a good many chances. Tottenham are having to withstand a lot of pressure in these final couple of minutes. Pascal Struijk goes down inside the box under a challenge by Richarlison as a ball comes in, and Leeds fans call for a penalty, but nothing is given. And there it is, the final whistle, full time, and job done for Tottenham as they edge victory to move up to second in the Premier League for the time being, with other games to be played later today and tomorrow. Leeds competed well, but suffered their first home loss in the league since the 14th of September of last year. This is not an easy place to come. You can see the way that Spurs are celebrating that Leeds are a tough nut to crack. Tottenham fought really hard for the win. They were up for the battle, and that will give the manager and players great satisfaction, especially after playing a midweek European game before this one. There is a doggedness about Spurs I have not seen for a while. It shows how far Thomas Frank has taken the club in the short time he's been here. Last year under Postecoglou, I think they don't win this game. Daniel Farke and Leeds can take a lot of positives in defeat today. If they play with the same desire and energy as they did, I think they will be able to pick up a good many points here at Elland Road in the games to come. It finishes here, Leeds 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.